Hello, and thanks for joining me for another Fly Glory exclusive. As we dive into the discussions of the evening, I want you to let your imagination roam freely. I don't remember a time when the streets were safe. There was always a jungle out there. If you don't pace yourself, the streets will chew you up and spit you out. Gangbanging is mostly fun when you are with your gang. A lot of people was killed right after being with their gang, their homies. I've noticed that a lot of gangbangers be lying so much, calling each other pussies and bitches, when this the same dude that probably killed your cousin and he's still living. The amount of disdain a person must have to diss the dead. Drill was a trend that transcended gangbanging all across the globe. Little Jojo and Chief Keef was the big bang and epicenter of it all. How impactful that whole era was. The next big gangbanging venture is already in motion. It just hasn't made a big enough impact yet. Or it just haven't reached enough people yet. You never know, it could be just around the corner. A very notable pastor, Corey Brooks, married to Delilah Brooks and have 4 beautiful children. Reverend Brooks is known for transforming lives in Chicago through his fatherly touch and breathtaking sermons. But he cares deeply for his city. You can see it all over his work. It's a very big city. The Reverend Corey Brooks brought attention to his Woodlawn community and his cause when he camped out on a Chicago rooftop for almost a year to raise funds for his new community center to help keep kids away from drugs, gangs, and violence. Sometimes you have to make a statement to really be listened to.
In the lives of Adam and Eve.
Levondale Glass, a man who is alongside Reverend Brooks to help keep the peace in the community. Over the years, Glass grew friendships from some of the kids he helped out or worked with at the community center. A couple kids that really grew to know Glass and Brooks were Wilbert Morris and Marcus Clark, also known as Motor and Side. Glass said they heard stories about these guys, but when they were at the community center, they seen nothing but happy, fun, loving kids, laughing and just being a bunch of people having a good time. They never would have thought they would have ended up dying together in a gang war. In fact, just 4 days prior to that awful tragedy, they were supposed to start a construction class that Reverend Brooks and Glass helped set up. Glass said that they were very excited about it. They wanted something different. A lot of these guys are tired of being in the streets, tired of living that life, and they're ready for new opportunities and alternatives. And so when they provided with that, they will take it. So one day, Pastor Brooks said, Glass said Morris was looking for a better way forward. I got a text message from the man where he asked me and begs and pleads for me to hurry up and find him something else to do, Glass said. Syed survived being shot. Also, he lived with his girlfriend Raven and his 3-year-old daughter. The girl described him as a people person and a nice supporting boyfriend. His arrest records show several arrests, including a robbery he did in 2011, where he served 3 years for that. Clark, aka Motor, just got out of jail 3 months ago. Moore's criminal record shows 2 other stints in prison, one for aggravated battery, the other for an illegal gun. Both of them were known in the streets for gangbanging. Some say Motor and Psy were the reason STL, EBT, and TW were so close to 051 Young Money. They were the glue that kept the cliques sticking. January the 3rd, 2019, in the Bronzeville neighborhood on the south side of Chicago. 2 men and a lady was sitting in a car on the 5000 block of South Indiana Avenue when a gray Dodge Avenger pulls up on side of them and opens fire on the car, but only in the front of the vehicle. Luckily, the Dodge got away. The driver was shot multiple times, including in the face, and the passenger was shot in the chest. Both died at the scene. The lady was in the car in the back seat was Ambria Collins. Where did we put the lady in the back seat? She must have requested this. The cops took her down to the station and questioned her as a witness. No one has been brought in for the murder. Melly said he warned them both about being where they were. What did he mean by that? I mean, what was so wrong about this area? Besides the fact that it's super deadly and anyone can witness a shooting at any time. A twist in the story is going to make this whole spectacle more crystal clear. It's Friday, 2019. Just a few weeks after Motor Inside was gunned down, a woman is getting into a car with her friends after work. It's 2:35 a.m. They drove to an alley on the 10,000 block of South Everhard on the far south side. I got the feeling she wasn't where she wanted to be, but she trusted her homie, so she let it happen. While chilling or waiting in the alley, their worst nightmare comes true. A white SUV pulls out of nowhere, someone hops out and shoots her in the chest over 6 times. Jumped back into their vehicle and drove off. Investigators say she died at the scene. Ambriella Collins left behind a 4-year-old son named Angelo. Poor child. Sources say his father passed away last year due to some form of cancer. They say this lady could have set up over 5 people to get killed or robbed. Don't tell me this is true. She was actually killed by the Chirac Hitler himself, Melly. He did her for setting up Motor Inside. And that she was also at the party where Crump died and Melly was shot. And she could have been a reason why they were shot that night. because of the strong ties she had with the THF 06 gang. What a strange turn of events. Like I said before, people don't just kill for no reason. Or do they? Some people could get the story twisted, but the whole time another totally different situation happened. What kind of justice system do the streets have? How do they find out if something's true or not? So what if someone murdered her because they thought she got them set up, and they never had concrete evidence to back up their findings? That would be a hoot. Until next time, take care of yourself first, then others.